we interrupt this program with a special report.
I got a message for all you folks out there in Radio Land, so sit tight and bend an ear.
Welcome back, everyone, to another week of the Manga Monday Show. My name is Ben, and I'm with my co-host,
Edgar.
Welcome back, Edgar. Welcome back in a different space.
In a different time.
Where are we?
Believe it or not, we've never recorded our episodes on an actual Monday.
Right.
They always get released Monday, which I hope to, at least on the podcast, it will.
Right.
But this is the first time we actually recorded on a Monday.
Yeah, I hope eventually we will be able to actually, record them at least a day before or a day up. But we don't have a studio yet.
The manpower, the money.
The money, yeah. But
everything.
we are growing. Edgar, congrats, bro. We just got our first ever video our singular video to 1,000 ever views.
Really?
So, yeah, we got our first video, our last Shonen Junk, which is reacting to the internet's hot takes on anime. It got 1,000 views, so if you're interested in that, check it out and see all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, Edgar, this week, we're just going to be
just a lot of news, mainly.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that much.
I have a bit.
Okay, yeah.
But either way, we'll be able to talk about it.
Sure.
And we have our main core subject will basically be the Dragon Ball Broly.
Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Yeah. But real quick, just to catch up, if you have anything to say,
Mm-hmm.
what's been going on with you?
No.
What's wrong with you?
No, I do. What's wrong with you? No, nothing. I just wanted to say that I've put all of my manpower into reading Vagabond. Brilliant. Really brilliant.
Yeah.
Best thing I've read since One Piece. Really. Hell's Paradise.
Well, it's not that hard to beat. So. No, just kidding. No. That's great.
It's brilliant. It's been a while. I went over to my girlfriend's house for her birthday, her apartment for her birthday, and she fell asleep at like 12 a.m. and I was reading Vagabond till 2 a.m. and I was slowly turning the pages. But for those of you who have read Vagabond, the chapter is called I think 1 versus 70, and it's just, oh my god, like that chapter, the panels, the themes. I've never seen a fight go on for so long and keep my interest in every panel. Wow. Vagabond, amazing. I would love to do videos on my on a separate channel just about volumes of manga.
I want to do videos too. It's just the editing that like stops me from.
Yeah,
it's like I want to add all these cool visuals and like all of it, but like my ideas are too big for me to execute. I mean, I'll never know until I try, but that's the only thing that's keeping me from doing it.
I've gotten a lot better at editing and stuff like that, so I feel comfortable about doing it. But what I would want to do is, if you check down below on our channels, if you're on YouTube and you see our similar channels, Manga Theater is my channel, and what I want to do is I want like on Tuesdays to review like a play, and then like on Fridays or Saturdays review a manga, and thus the name Manga Theater, and just really hone that in, because those are the two things that I love. But yeah, I've been so busy, Edgar. I've been trying to draw as often as I can, but I've been building a new studio. I've been voice acting for Crunchyroll about every week. Yeah, I've just been running back and forth.
Look at this guy.
Eventually I'll sit down and get back to work on my new one-shot, Deadlocked. That'll be soon. But yeah, other than that, what about you?
Pretty much, I've been watching like a lot more anime. That sounds like less productive. But basically, like, I've been writing a lot more. I have a small announcement at the end of this episode because I'm pretty proud of it. But just like a lot of writing and watching anime that I'm really looking forward to.
Yes.
I saw the movie Nope which is really good.
Good.
I saw it twice because it's just that good. I wanted to see it with Ben, but like he just couldn't find the time.
Yeah, he was
to go
inviting
see
me,
it.
and I was like, dude, I don't have time.
Yeah.
And
I was like,
also, I'm not a big fan of seeing horror movies in the movie theater.
yeah.
It scares.
This
the
one's
living
great. It's
hell
not
out of
that
me.
scary, but it
Oh,
is.
okay,
It
good.
is truly a spectacle. It's like one of the best
Good.
films of this year.
Oh, good.
It's absolutely amazing. I think Jordan Peele is like a fantastic film director.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much, just me focusing a lot more on my writing, and just like watching anime. That doesn't require a lot of focus, but
Yeah.
regardless, that's pretty much what I've been up to recently.
Great.
So let's just get right into the news then.
Go ahead, Edgar.
All right, so it was announced on everything basically that Aniplex Online Fest is scheduled for September 24th, with the program
Nice.
lining up as Solo Leveling, Demon Slayer, Marshall, Rurouni Kenshin, Kaguya-sama Love is War, and Bleach 1000-Year Blood War.
Yay.
This is the online festival, so I guess there's just going to be a bunch of announcements and, kind of like not a convention, but like a
Yay.
thing happening online, and all these announcements will have something. So maybe we'll get
Yeah.
a Demon Slayer trailer in PV.
Bleach.
Maybe we'll get something else.
New Bleach anime.
Yeah, new Bleach content, and maybe another PV
Yeah.
for Kaguya-sama Love is War, and for Solo Leveling too. This is great because we haven't gotten.
I've heard some things about solo leveling that I'm very scared of. Have you heard these?
No, but let's talk about it.
That
real
they're
quick.
going to. It's just rumors, but that they're going to kind of censor it for the Japanese audience. So the
what?
villains aren't going to be Japan. It's going to be like another.
You did tell
unnamed
me
country.
that Japan didn't like it that much, or at least
Yeah, I told you it was causing some controversy. So I
because it didn't paint
think-
them in a good light.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised. And there are a lot of people who say, "Don't get your hopes up for a solo leveling anime."
Yeah, and
so yeah.
that really sucks. I know A1 Pictures is a phenomenal animation studio. They've just been known to like not be so faithful to like the actual content.
Oof.
Even if it wasn't A1 Pictures, manhwas anime have a bad rep of having like a good adaptation, like 100%, good. Even stuff that as beloved as Tower of God, a lot of people were like, yeah, the manhwa was kind of better and just told the story better and didn't leave stuff out. Either way, we'll be getting hopefully a lot more new announcements, so look forward to that on September 24th.
Yeah.
One Piece has now officially and finally reached 500 million copies
Yeah, I saw
in
this.
circulation worldwide, breaking
Fantastic.
a Guinness World Record and basically being I think,
breaking its own Guinness World Record.
Yeah.
Because it held it before. Yeah.
Yeah. So it basically this is the most like copies, not sold. Basically, copies.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what circulation, basically it's the supply because of the demand. They made that much because it's just selling that well. Eventually, it probably will sell 500 million. But regardless, this is a huge breakthrough. A lot of people say, "What about Superman?" or "What about this?" It's for a continuing story. For one story that is, fiction.
Oh, it's also beat Superman for a while now. I think it beat it in 2020. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think it did because people kept saying that.
Superman was the highest sold comic book of all time. One Piece is now.
Are you sure? Because people kept bringing it up because
Well,
it
they're
was trying to
wrong.
clarify.
One Piece is the highest sold comic in the world.
Oh, looked it up.
I promise you it is. I promise you.
Okay. Well, regardless, that's what it won for, the number one, the highest, circulation of copies for a single fiction series ever, which is, fantastic. It's like in English releases, it has like 100 volumes. I think 104 or 5 or something in the Japanese volumes section. They're always usually ahead. But it's, really great. I'm reading One Piece and, absolutely deserves it. It's
Quick
pretty
fun
good.
fact: did you know that One Piece? So One Piece and Superman, they've outsold every if you take all iterations of Superman and mash them together, just like you take all the manga volumes of One Piece has sold more, and that just happened recently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just recently is what I'm saying. That's why people were trying to clarify. But what about because it just broke it.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's all good. All good stuff. Recently this week, Kaiju number 8 has officially announced an anime adaptation to be coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they specified what year, but either way,
No.
big news.
I don't think they specified anything.
They just showed
Other than there's going to be an 8.
the PV we got was just a bunch of streets and walls.
Yeah, it was one of the stupidest PV I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, I was like...
I'm hyped for the series, but like literally nothing
I was
happened.
like, what the hell is this?
At least Solo Leveling had like a cool character design concept.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, just release a photo and it can just be like an animated, it can just be a drawing. Like, you don't even have to do anything. But I just was like, what? Why? Like, why are they showing real life stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, this is huge because it's another Shonen Jump Plus series, along with Spy Family. And I forgot what the other one was. But Spy Family was the other big series, obviously, on the Shonen Jump Plus app that was being published. And now Kaiju number 8 is getting an adaptation, which is really quick. It isn't that far ahead. It's also another manga that takes more breaks frequently than most other manga. So I'm kind of, worried, so to say. Speaking of Kaiju number 8, another news popped up this week. Kaiju number 8. The manga series is currently going on a 1-month break to prepare the series' upcoming developments. The next chapter is scheduled to be published on September 2nd on the Shonen Jump Plus app. So it's be going on a bit of a hiatus for like a month. Not for the final arc or anything. It just is upcoming preparation. So probably a heavily focused arc or part of the story, what I assume. Yeah, so, we'll wait for that. Kind of sucks that you have to take a break. Yeah. Also, we have good news, bad news. We don't know. A lot of people are saying this is bad news, and because it does come with a bad thing, coming along with it. Crunchyroll purchased rights for the anime retailer Right Stuff. Well, they didn't purchase rights. They purchased the anime retailer Right Stuff. Ben, do you know what Right Stuff is?
No.
Basically,
That's all I have to say.
That's okay. All you need to know is that it's a huge and massive and long, old, ongoing, anime retailer store online that provided fantastic deals, cheap prices on most of the manga. It's where I got a lot of my manga in bulk. And they
what is this called?
Right Stuff anime.
How? What? Why have I never heard of this? That's
I don't
not
know.
fair. Hold on.
Well,
wait.
when I first heard about it, when I discovered it, almost a year ago, and it's been, I think it started since like the early 90s or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But they were recently bought. Yeah, it started in it was founded in 1987. Wow, that's older than I thought it'd be. But
Sheesh.
I didn't hear about it either until last year, until I saw somebody promote it, and it looked like there's a lot of anime retailer sites, and a lot of them look fake, and they kind of seemed too good to be true because a lot of the manga on there and light novels are at a great discount online. And
are they good quality or are they used?
Yeah, they're great quality. They're all new. You get average manga for $7.99 and light novels depending on the price, $11.99 or 13 something depending on how expensive it is.
So Crunchyroll bought them.
Yes.
Okay.
And Berserk volumes usually go for like $52 on regular sale price.
Amazon has been selling them for about $35. They've been pretty good about
They go
it.
for
That's where I've been getting mine.
They're the same on Right Stuff. That's pretty much how I buy Berserk volumes.
Yeah.
And I buy them in bulk because you get free shipping at a certain price amount.
Okay.
But it's a great place to buy anime and manga, items. But unfortunately, a lot of people are worried again because it, monopoly, and Crunchyroll is like basically it's Sony buying something else because Right Stuff like offers a lot of stuff to the West, so it's a huge licensing and retailer, company for the West specifically, not for the Japanese in the East.
Whoa, they're selling what? What is this? What?
Yeah,
Why
there's
have you showed me this? Why? It's gonna waste all my money.
I told you.
Oh
that
no,
I buy
my money!
I told you that it's a great deal
Yeah.
if you buy them in.
It is a great deal. All the Demon Slayer mangas are like $8.
Yeah, but unfortunately, one thing amongst a lot of worries, but one specific concern where that I got a lot of people mad, is that Right Stuff confirms to keep selling its products. Everything basically stay the same. Hopefully, is what they said that they will keep doing and providing the same service and whatnot. But with the exception of erotica products, 18+ products, basically.
Isn't that like, I don't know, I feel like that would be 50% of the revenue.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
There's an entire section like, would you like us to exclude this and that? I don't buy anything rap, but it could go to manga, DVDs,
Yeah.
figurines that are 18 plus, and they're not gonna be doing that anymore soon.
Well, I mean,
I don't buy that stuff,
I
but a
don't buy
lot of
that
people
stuff,
do.
But also, like, if somebody wants to enjoy it, just let them enjoy it. And let
Yeah,
them
but
buy
Sony's wants to put a censoring cap
Oh
on
my
that,
God.
and it's
Are you
like,
serious, dude?
yeah,
Wait.
it's unfortunate.
I work for Crunchyroll now. Good job.
I mean, it's
You did great, Sony.
No.
You're doing great. No,
Ben
I'm just
sipping.
kidding. No,
No.
I will.
The dubbing company is separate from like
the dubbing
retailer.
company. Yes, it's
Yeah.
separate. But Sony's so big they wouldn't care what one
Everyone-
side voice actor does.
From what I've been
you know.
seeing, everyone knows Sony. Like, it doesn't like this kind of stuff. It wants to keep it like, like not like
Oh man,
it doesn't like that. But it's really like not good for
I wonder,
people.
Does Crunchyroll have erotic like animes? Or
don't
18
think they
plus?
do.
I don't think they do either.
And that stuff will be on sale. It's just that Right Stuff Anime provided a huge catalog of like so
Yeah.
much stuff at a great price too. And
Just make a separate company called Right Stuff 18 plus.
they can't. I mean, they
They
don't.
can't do it anymore.
Well, they're buying Right Stuff, so like they want the thing to be under them.
yeah, well, I bet you this deal is in the millions. So they were probably like, you know what, we'll recuperate those losses.
I mean, that's really unfortunate and not good news, and I'm
Yeah.
not looking forward to monopoly. But if you mess with those prices, Crunchyroll, Sony, whatever, whoever's doing this, making these big decisions, if you mess with these prices, I don't know where I'm gonna buy most of my manga, or you're gonna suck. I don't know. That's
I'll
just
cry.
unfortunate. Yeah, I'll cry basically. That's just. I hope nothing changes up to that level, but already
Definitely,
not so good stuff is happening. But we'll see on how far they take things. I hope not too much, because people. I want Crunchyroll to have a good light, and I want Crunchyroll to succeed and in a good way. Either way, they made that announcement along with Right Stuff Anime, but yeah, that's how it goes. I don't think I have anything else other than that wasn't announced with the Crunchyroll Expo, because this main stuff I'm about to talk about
Go ahead, go straight
is
into
the
it.
Crunchyroll Expo, or at least I think it was announced at the same time. For those of you who don't know, the Crunchyroll Expo went down this past weekend as a recording, when we are right now. Basically, it's another anime convention, but Crunchyroll specific. But they still made new announcements and released a lot of new trailers that wasn't announced at the Anime Expo that happened, a few weeks past as well.
Right.
So we got a lot of good stuff. I think what I have first here, Mob Psycho season 3 released their opening on to the internet.
Right.
I know they previewed the opening in the Anime Expo that happened.
Edgar, just real quick, I really like and subscribe the video so that we can go to these and be like
Oh, yeah.
media.
Have
So
a
that
stand.
would be- yeah, that would be so awesome.
That'd be the dream.
That would be the dream, and it would also be a dream to go there, but also be invited as our podcast host and as a voice actor. That'd be great.
Or at
Hit
least
subscribe.
Or
and
at least Ben gets successful as a voice actor, and then he tags me along.
Yeah, yeah,
Who's
just
that
come
guy?
along.
He's like, he's security. He's like, he doesn't look like a security. He's
Yeah,
like,
no, it would be fine, and if it would be great to have a. If it gets big enough, we could have a podcast where we're live and we ask questions to the
go on tour. The Manga Monday Show
Manga
tour.
Monday Show on tour. Yeah,
We're going to California, New York. That's it.
For our 48 subscribers right now. Yeah.
Why not, man?
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Yeah, but they Mob Psycho released the opening. I've mentioned this before, but this is one of the few openings. I have more favorite openings, but this is one of the many few where I listened to it on the first go, and I knew that this was a banger. This, oh man, it's so good. Go check it out. It's on YouTube.
Banger.
The animation for that went along with the visuals for the opening was fantastic. I don't know. This was announced at the expo. It was revealed that season 3 apparently won't have any CGI animation. The Bone Studio president talks at the Crunchyroll Expo that Mob Psycho 100 will be entirely hand-drawn work. And
that's how it usually is, right? I don't think
yeah,
it
but
was,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they utilize 3D animation. In most anime, regardless of whether you notice or not, they kind of integrate 3D CG or 3D animation within 2D
Yeah,
animation to the point where
yeah.
you don't notice, but only you notice when it's apparent or really bad. But
Right.
apparently Mob Psycho used it in season 1 or 2,
Mhm.
but they said that they won't be in season 3. Whether that means it's good or bad, who cares? It's great. Season 3 is great. Or it's gonna be great, and I can't wait for it. I'm sorry, I'm like judging it already before it comes
You're
out.
good. You're good.
Yeah. Also, on other news, huge actually. Tower of God is getting a second season. Woo woo! Another manhwa. Hopefully they don't ruin it, or at least mess it up, kinda.
Please squish some of the chapters together in a few episodes so that I can watch that instead of reading 500 and whatever chapters.
Well, apparently they had what you had in
Squish.
mind in the first season because they left a lot of stuff out and people didn't like it.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people didn't
So,
like it,
Yeah.
but also it's shorter. So
How long are I gotta look how long the chapters are because if it's 500,
if they're long, oh, bro. Well, that's how I feel about Blue Lock right now.
that's how I
It's
feel about
like-
One Piece.
It's like, well, One Piece chapters aren't that long.
But
Blue
but
Lock
one-
chapters.
but
Blue
One
Lock-
Piece
there are
is
3
long.
chapters in one Blue Lock volume, and it's not small.
It's
the
so
volumes
good
are
though when
big.
you get a chapter.
It is good,
Like One Punch Man.
but also it's so long. Like getting into it, I'm just like, ugh.
Blue Lock?
Yeah, but it's not like, ugh. It's like, oh, I'm reading so much stuff, and the chapters are so long.
But
'Cause-
you're reading volume by volume. You're not like reading online.
well, I will eventually. I will get to it, and I'll just be reading it online. But like when I was reading it, I was like, I don't ever remember any chapters being this long unless they're monthly. Like
I don't
Attack on
always
Titan.
stop when the chapter ends. Sometimes I just like stop mid chapter. With any manga, I do that
Oh,
with
I
One
can't
Piece.
do it. I can't do
Really?
that. No, I can't.
Sometimes One Piece, I'm like, all right, I'm out, and I jump back in. I'm like, great, we're here.
No,
great.
I can't. I have to finish the chapter.
That's a you problem then. 'cause
No,
I
it is.
just
It is a me problem. But I did stop like reading it halfway through a chapter because I genuinely thought it was the end of the chapter. But then I realized, and then I
Just
kept
make it
reading,
your
and it was
ending.
like chapter 2, and I was like, what? You
just
know?
play it how
Yeah.
the anime would play it. Dun-dun-dun, and like and you
Yeah,
leave
yeah.
and then you come back to it.
Right.
But regardless, season 2 is coming back.
Yeah.
I like Tower of God. It's just like I
Yeah.
was like, this looks beautiful. The soundtrack is absolutely amazing. What the heck is going on? Because I
Yeah.
didn't. Because the animation looks great. The style looks super unique.
Mhm.
Everything about it was just all around great.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. I know a lot of people were begging for season 2 for Tower of God. Guess what, guys? You're getting it. Also, in other news, this one's really small and not really important, but I watched this anime, so I'm somewhat hyped for it, excited. Our Last Crusade, or Rise of the New World Season 2, heads to Crunchyroll in 2023. Second season of this anime. It's basically just imagine Romeo and Juliet, but it's like fantasy / sci-fi, and the power and world building is everything confusing. It's kind of bland, but I don't know. I just liked it, and I just watched it. I don't know for what reason, but regardless, I'm going to be watching it when the second season comes out, so we'll see how that goes. On another news, Crunchyroll announced that a bunch of movies are going to be hitting the Crunchyroll, app soon. They announced that Your Name will be coming to Crunchyroll August 18th. They also announced a bunch of other films to come on the app, like Jujutsu Kaisen 0, Josie, the Lion, the Tiger, and the Fish, Akira, and a bunch more films, which is great. I thought that I figured that their movies would be on the app already.
Right.
Me and Ben were watching the Dragon Ball movies, and we're like, why aren't they on Crunchyroll? Don't they have the entire show on Crunchyroll, but they don't have any of the movies.
I just think it's so big that they would rather. I think it's a Toei Animation thing that they would rather have it sold on DVD.
Oh God, that's a dumb move. People would watch it a lot more. Either way, Your Name's on it. If you haven't checked it out, go watch it when it hits Crunchyroll. It's absolutely fantastic, along with Jujutsu Kaisen 0 and Akira, all greats. So look forward to that. Let's see, Sim, the band who played the Rumbling opening for Attack on Titan, played a live concert on the Crunchyroll Expo. We announced this before, but I just think that's so cool.
Mumbling,
Really,
mumbling.
Let's not get copyrighted.
That's why we sing the other version, Euthanasia. Nation.
Oh yeah, the parody version.
Dude, that parody is so good. I actually sing that more often than the Rumbling song. It's such a good. Oh God, it's so good.
Ben, I got big news for you. I'd be surprised if you haven't heard about this,
Heard about
but
what?
apparently there's a countdown going on a specific website. Can you get what website it's on?
ChainsawMan.com?
No, Haiku website. There's a countdown.
Oh, that's right. I heard about this.
There's
oh
a
my
countdown
God.
happening. It should be going down Saturday is when they'll make the announcement.
Yes, these are big rumors, but I mean, a lot of people are assuming that it is season 5, but there is a possibility that the manga is coming back. But we'll see what happens.
Really?
Because
Either way,
is-
big news.
Either way,
Yeah.
big news. I would rather the manga came back.
Really?
I would rather that. Yes, more.
Well, because you
story.
finished the manga and like
I
you-
didn't. I know what happens at the end. I didn't read it. I just got spoiled.
Oh,
But, so I just read the extended chapter. It was really good. The Haikyuu manga. A lot of people haven't read the manga and have just read or watched the anime. The manga is a masterclass in paneling, in just bodily anatomy. Oh my God, I don't know how they draw people like that. It's brilliant. So I would love them to continue, but it's probably going to be season 5.
Yeah, I hope. I'm looking forward to season 5. I hope it's good. I don't know what the next arc will be about.
I wonder what they're gonna do with the animation because I kind of want them to go back.
Well, I don't think they'll go back, but I
don't
just
think
hope
they'll
they
go
give it.
back either.
I just hope they give it like more attention. You know,
Well, I'm watching
that it's like better,
yeah,
well animated.
I'm watching season 4 again with my dad. We actually started Attack on Titan recently,
Nice.
which is a lot of fun. And we'll talk more about that next week when he finishes Trost.
Yeah.
But I was watching it and I was like, it feels so much more flat than the first 3 seasons. Like the first 3, it felt like everything was 3D, and it was like the manga doesn't feel that flat either. Like it feels like when you're reading it, like the anatomy is drawn very well, and it feels like that it's people. It's just they're cartoonishly drawn. But in this, it just looked like everyone was like kind of paper. Like it kind of looked like Paper Mario, and like when he's always flat. I don't know. It just didn't look dense enough. So yeah, hopefully they fix that.
Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to that. We also got a bunch of other things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Chainsaw Man. That new trailer came out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man. You know the thing that everybody's been happy about so much lately.
Yeah.
A new trailer's out. That's like because we haven't gotten a trailer in like over a year.
Yes.
But like since this new trailer came out.
Yes.
That's absolutely crazy. Looks fantastic.
Yes.
Anything that stood out to you in the trailer? The music, the voice acting, because we heard the voice actors, the Japanese voice actors for the
Yes.
first time.
Yeah. I mean, the voices. They're just. I mean, they're the voices.
I think
like,
they're.
I don't know.
I think Denji's Japanese voice actor is fairly new to the anime. I looked his name
Yeah.
up, and I think this is like his 4th or something anime.
Yeah, it would make sense. I mean, Denji needs to be a little bit younger, and also like the manga is more serious. Like when you take into account that about serious animes, a lot of times they grab some like stage actors to do it because it is, it's a more serious thing. Like Brook from One Piece, like his voice actor, he's like only Brook, and he's a stage actor, which I just think is so hilarious that they can just go boop.
Charles
You know.
Dance is an actor. Can we just put you in this one anime
Yeah,
for like the few seasons? Like
He would read it like senpai.
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 What makes a good senpai?
What makes a good senpai?
It's just him saying that would be hilarious. But
Senpai the First was a good senpai. No. Sorry guys.
we gotta write this down.
We just watched some Game of Thrones
Clips.
episodes. Good episodes.
Specifically Charles Dance clips.
Yeah, it's great.
Um,
But yes, what popped out to me was 3D CG.
It looks great.
Obviously, it looked great, of course. But it looks fabricated, which I love. And I've always said this: Chainsaw Man is
Elaborate.
Chainsaw Man is a horror manga with a cover of shonen. Like it gives you the cover of this is a shonen,
Really
but in
brutal.
reality, it's a brutal horror
There's
manga.
scary panels in there.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
exactly.
serious.
There are scary panels, and then at the end, like specifically Volume 9, I was like, "Oh my god, this is terrifying!" Like it is terrifying. Like
Yeah.
for those of you who have read it,
The visuals, yeah.
the thought of just somebody controlling what you like and what you don't like is terrifying.
Yeah.
And the way that the sky looks, it looks like really, really bright and really like everything looks like it is fabricated, like it's stylized, which is just, and it looks like they're going really hard on that 3D CG, which they didn't really do for Jujutsu, but there's a lot of like episodes in Jujutsu, like the opening of movie Zero when what's his name? What the heck?
The main villain?
No, the main character.
Yuta?
Yuta, thank you. Yuta, yeah.
Of course I know him because he's my favorite character.
Yeah, well, he's one of my favorites too. I just forgot his
name. That's okay.
But he, when he's like walking down and they have like he's walking to Jujutsu High and he has like the lights on him.
Yeah.
It looked very similar to that. But for Jujutsu, they're staying more in the 2D realm, whereas this one, it looks like they're using that a lot. Like, even when he was sitting with Pochita.
It's the lighting.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the aspects of this, like, it's a different anime, so it's a different style.
Like, did you see, like, even when Makima's walking into that, you know, in that abandoned warehouse, like it is 3D.
It's swift.
You know?
But it looks 3D in a good sense. Not like, I mean, I can tell that it wasn't standard 2D at least. It definitely was. I mean, it might be drawn, but it definitely was something new, something interesting was happening.
And it looks like the like frames per second are like lessened as well, so it looks more stylized. So it's not like 60 frames, like they're walking nicely. So like, it's,
but it tricks you. It kind of tricks you to look like that. It's really good.
Yeah.
All of it's fantastic. They're not censoring it. Yeah, you can tell it's pretty bloody.
Oh yeah.
Which is, you know.
Oh god, if they censored this, I don't. The backlash would be awful.
Yeah. Let me give you a list. This list of who's working on it was announced long ago.
Okay.
Either way, it's a pretty cool list.
Right.
The director is the guy who directed Jujutsu Kaisen episode 19.
Yeah.
The screenplay is Mob Psycho 100 and Jujutsu Kaisen writer Hiroshi Seko.
Right.
Let's see. Character design is by somebody who worked on Mushoku Tensei, which is super great.
Very good.
Let's see. With something I'm just trying. There's a lot of names, but I'm just trying to note the big ones. Background art directors is Yusuke Takada, who worked on Vinland Saga and Jujutsu Kaisen.
Of course.
Color design. This is really cool. Naomi Nakano, Sword Art Online, Alicization, huge color. I love the color scheme in that anime. And animation producer Kyosuke Tsuchimo, who worked on Jujutsu Kaisen. And obviously we know who worked on the music was the same guy who did Devil May Cry Baby and A Silent Voice. Either way, it's good. Guess what? We're still getting new information later. September 19th, they announced that we'll be getting, well, not will, but they'll be having a private screening of the first episode September 19th. More cast members will be revealed then. The opening and editing will be revealed, and the official release date will be announced by that point.
Sheesh.
September 19th.
They're releasing openings like way earlier. It used to be like we don't get to see the openings until like the show was out.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit weird, but I like it.
I like it. Give me. I want to hype myself up.
Give me the opening.
I'll be doing that with Mob Psycho until Mob Psycho comes out.
And we don't even know when that's coming out, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's just one small thing before we move on to the final and the big thing.
Yeah.
Oda, when working on the One Piece film Red, Oda asked the film staff, now that One Piece is near the final saga, it's time I tell you guys about all the important events that will happen until the end of the story.
Yeah.
To kind of help, create the story, like the process, and have an idea of what's going on, even if it's non-canon. But and apparently all the staff initially declined. They instantly declined.
They don't want to know.
Yeah, they don't want to know too much.
No.
That's
Oda, stop! What are you doing, dude? That means leaks is gonna happen.
All right, guys, let me tell you what.
Oda's just like, oh, hey guys, here's what's gonna happen, and he's like, no, Oda, stop! What are you doing?
let me tell you the end of One Piece. Let me tell you where it is. I just find that.
Wow.
Absolutely. Can you imagine if you told them, like, I would never live like the same way if I was like a One Piece fan.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all I have in terms of news. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more stuff, but I just couldn't find it. I mean, a lot happened, but at the same time, it was mainly just announcements and trailers. All this stuff you can look up online yourself. So,
you can indeed. What are you most excited for? What'd you see?
I'm actually excited for Chainsaw Man now.
Yeah.
That's also partially because of another reason. I can't say why.
I'm still more hyped for Mob Psycho, but that's just me.
Yeah.
That's
You're
just
wrong.
Me.
No, just
I'm
kidding.
wrong. What?
My Hero, they I mean,
Oh,
this is
My Hero,
mini
yeah.
announcement. They released a new trailer and a new PV,
Yeah.
which showed the pro heroes along with All Might
course.
there, which is super great.
Yeah.
I really give that show attention, please, when it comes out, because I feel like it's gonna get left in the dust compared to all the hype that's going around with the other shows. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. These are mini announcements that I'm just remembering now. Don't Toy With Me, Nagatore's released a new trailer as well. It's scheduled
Which is
to-
really good because at first the first season was stationed as an OVA, which basically means it's a test. If people like it, it will get a second season, and if it doesn't, then it'll just fade away. So there was always that fear that it wasn't going to come back, but it's became a popular hit manga now. So yeah, it's gonna keep
so
going.
it's coming out in January. So
Yep.
absolutely great. I can't believe I forgot about that. But nonetheless, it's all good times. A bunch of animes announced. Can't wait for that. And now we have finally
Edgar, imagine this. It's the year 2019.
Yeah.
This Dragon Ball Super anime ended last year, and mixed signals,
Yeah.
Some people liked it, some people didn't. Nobody liked the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, and some people dropped it. Some people continued to watch and still didn't like it, but some people continued to watch and liked it. Some people liked the Tournament of Power. Some people liked the Goku Black arc, even though it ended in an absolute horrific way. Some people like all of this stuff. Ultra Instinct is one of the greatest transformations in Dragon Ball history. It's probably second best to
Super
Super Saiyan, So all of these things have accumulated. People didn't like the Dragon Ball Resurrection of F movie, right?
I'm not surprised. I didn't really like it either.
So sometimes a lot of people, they haven't gotten good Dragon Ball content for some people since 2014.
Sometimes Dragon Ball isn't peak. Like,
Yeah.
who would have
Sometimes
thunk?
Dragon doesn't have the balls,
Sometimes the Z ain't there. And
Sometimes the Z ain't there in the Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't because it was Super, right?
Yeah.
So the fans needed something. Toei Animation and Akira Toriyama needed to bang their heads together and create something with one vision, with one purpose. Because as we stated before in our past couple of episodes, the Dragon Ball Super manga and anime, they had the same draft notes, but they got to different conclusions. They got to the same conclusion, but through different means of getting there. Some better in the manga, some better in the anime. But what they really, really needed, as the Dragon Ball Super manga continued off into the Moro arc, which is not universally praised, but I like it. It's praised a lot, but they needed something to bring the fan base back together. And what a better time to do it than bring back one of the cult favorites who was never canonized from a movie all the way back from the 90s, movies from the 90s and from the 80s, Broly, right?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z Broly released a long time ago, but people liked the movie, they liked Broly, but people who are more story analytical, they didn't like it. Broly's character was one-dimensional, was one pace, was one, he just said Kakarot and screamed, and he got angry at Goku because he was sitting in a nursing pod, But this time, Broly is back, and he has a new character, he has a new backstory, and he has a new look. And let me tell you, Edgar, this movie blew me away. I watched it 5 times when it was out in theater in 2019. I watched it with all my friends. They all enjoyed it. We
Jeez.
had an absolute fun time. Just a fun film overall. And I think, in my opinion, the best of the new Dragon Ball. And this is always my argument. Thank you, Dragon Ball Super Broly, because this is always my argument for people saying GT is better than Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super has Super Broly. So there you go. I win. Anyway, but
I win.
I win. But anyway, Edgar, I am a lifelong Dragon Ball fan. I've been watching Dragon Ball since I was 2 years old. I've been reading Dragon Ball since I was 6. Edgar is not. Edgar has just been. He's watched a couple episodes of Kai and a couple episodes of Dragon
Edgar
Ball.
has a gun to his head for the past few days now.
Edgar has had his gun towards his head for the past couple of weeks. And as we prepare for Dragon Ball Super Superhero, which comes out this weekend, we are going, to be talking about all of these
comes out the
films.
19th.
Is that not this weekend?
Nope, that's next weekend. Next weekend.
It'll
be coming out.
It'll be coming out. But
Look forward to
so
that.
Edgar, as a new face, somebody who's just seen Resurrection F and Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. What did you think about it? Let's go through. There are 3 acts within this story. So let's start with the Bardock saga or the Bardock arc, whatever you want to call it, the backstory.
We get a lot of backstory, which, as someone who, like I said, I know nothing.
Takes about 30 minutes of runtime.
I get that went by so fast.
Oh, by the way, this is the longest Dragon Ball movie to date by like 30 minutes. So it is the longest.
Resurrection F felt way longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just, as someone who doesn't know anything, who doesn't know jack about Dragon Ball that much, I liked a lot of the stuff we get. We got a lot of background I always make jokes whenever someone looks like Goku. I'm like, oh look, that's Goku 2, that's Goku 3, that's Goku 4, and then when I said it for like the billionth time, I said, hey look, that's Goku 5, and like that's Goku's dad, and I'm like, really? And I'm like,
well, Edgar was like, oh, they're not even trying anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly Goku, but with different armor.
And I was like, but that's his dad.
I'm like, oh, I guess I'll let you slide with that
one. So,
Edgar,
this movie was a culmination of not just Dragon Ball Super Broly, or Dragon Ball Z Broly, but it was a culmination of other films as well. And in this part of the film, we really get the Dragon Ball Z episode of Bardock, which came out in the early 90s. And that's a good story. In that movie, right, Bardock is he's a kill-thirsty Saiyan, and that's what a lot of people liked about Bardock, was he was just a regular Saiyan who killed people for fun, basically.
Yeah.
But he figures out through a weird kind of Deus Ex Machina way, he figures out that Frieza's going to blow up his planet. Basically, he goes to planet Vegeta, and they're like, no, we don't believe you. He goes up to space to fight Frieza. He dies trying to. What happens in Dragon Ball Super Broly?
Yeah, he tries to stop.
He tries to stop it, and that doesn't work out. So yes, a lot of the stuff from this was taken from that, but they changed Bardock's character a little bit. As for you, was Bardock a good, fun character just to
Yeah, he was nice. Yeah, I kind of felt sad when he died.
Yeah.
We also got to see Goku's mom.
Gine. Her first.
You said that was the first.
It was the first canonized view of her. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things that happened. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He's like, that was not canon before. And I was like, man, this is basically not canon. The canon movie. Like,
yeah, basically,
like everything that Dragon Ball Z fans like that wasn't like in the official story.
It's good. It's a love letter to Dragon Ball, which I really like.
Yeah, it just shows that Akira Toriyama just likes this stuff as much as as regular people do.
Yeah,
which is really great. Goku's dad and like the whole spiel with like Vegeta's dad and like Broly and all that was all cool. Stuff. Like background and like. Not world building, I guess, maybe, yeah. But like all cool stuff and snippets, like even for someone like me, to enjoy, because like with the first act of Resurrection F, we just got like, I don't even remember what happens in that movie.
So what happens in that movie is basically all just build up for Frieza's return.
I just felt
and
really
the tease for Ultra Instinct and stuff.
I just felt bored, even though we were looking at glimpses of the past. I felt like all this like mattered, and it just it was just written better. And I felt like I was getting rewarded for like getting this information. So it was all like, really good.
I was really shocked, by the way, when we saw Bardock. Like I was shocked when I saw it in the trailers, because I was like, what is he doing? Because usually Akira Toriyama has taken an episode of Bardock and has used it as canon, even though he didn't create it. There are 2 movies he did that for, episode of Bardock and History of Trunks, which that's a movie I think you would also like, History of Trunks. There's no Goku in it, which makes it a first for that.
Yeah.
But it's, it's really, really, it's really good. And, of course, the real reason why we go back in time is for Broly, right? What'd you think of that, getting trapped on an isolated planet?
Yeah, super sucks, man. What a bunch of losers.
For 40 years?
Yeah, just because his son was better than Vegeta, basically. Yeah, that's so stupid. But he like drags along this poor guy who like on the ship. Yeah. Broly's dad, and like just brings him along.
That poor guy.
And then he gets off to almost immediately after, which sucks. I liked Broly's character. I thought for some reason he was just a big bad guy when I just saw the trailers and posters and like the little information I knew about this movie. but he seems like a guy just trapped in a bad situation who's super powerful and just like gets egged into a fight.
Yeah, he's the emotional centerpiece of this whole, like, Vegeta and Goku, they don't really have, that, like, this emotional, like, thing at stake, Of course, the Earth could get blown up, but there's always,
Of course, the world
Yeah.
could end, but who cares?
But what I love about this is that Akira Toriyama has realized that the stake of Dragon Ball has gone so high. So there are some things that can be laid back, like, and we'll get to this, but like the reason for getting the Dragon Balls, the reasons why Goku and Vegeta want to fight. So the stakes, they are high at certain parts, but also it doesn't take itself too seriously, which I think a lot of people don't like. But I think that is Dragon Ball, and that has been Dragon Ball since the
you
late
mean like
80s.
with the fact that Frieza wants to get the Dragon Balls so he
Yes.
can make himself like 5 centimeters taller?
Yeah, and the parallel between him and
Who
Bulma,
wants to be 5 years younger?
5 years younger.
That's
yeah.
like so like,
And-
that's how you know these Dragon
Yeah.
Balls mean nothing now
And-
when they
yeah.
just when they're used for wishes
and they
like
say
this.
and they say like the reason why it's only 5 years is because and 5 inches is because they don't want to be too noticeable. He wanted to be like they're still growing.
I wanted
hilarious.
it to seem natural. That's-
Exactly, it's great.
Yeah, but all that was great. Even like the little banter and all the jokes. I like that stuff. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I really like it.
Yeah, but to go back to the first act, so what do you think about just seeing? There's a couple, like a whole bunch of like small stuff, like you know the Ginyu Force, right?
No.
The purple guy with the big horns, and they always do the pose where they're like, "Huh." If I showed you who the Ginyu Force are,
Is
you
it
would
just
know who
Team
they are.
Frieza or Frieza Force something?
Yeah, they're like Frieza Force people. Let's see.
Yeah, I think I know.
They're like the Power Rangers, basically.
Oh, basically.
These guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe.
They
You have
show
a-
up at the beginning when Frieza first comes. King Cold was in this,
I
which
don't
was
rem-
crazy.
I don't remember that. but-
Well, so Frieza comes in at the beginning with his Frieza, or King Cold comes in at the beginning to announce that he's stepping down, and Frieza's coming in.
Okay.
And Ginyu Force, they're like, they show up and they do this little, and they do this
Oh
little
yeah, I
stand.
remember that.
It's
Hey, he's
really
like,
funny.
hey, you know how I suck? My son is way worse than me, so good luck with him.
Yeah, basically.
like-
and he comes up and he goes, "Hello, monkeys," and
Hey,
everyone's like,
yo,
and
like,
everyone's like,
it's
"Yo,
canceled.
dude, hey!" And then he shoots, some snipers in the sky. It's just really brutal. And that's like, I love Frieza, Frieza the dictator, basically.
Yeah, this was what's his face's last Christopher Ayers.
Oh,
last-
Christopher. Ayers, I think it is.
Ayers.
I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
The
But I am
which-
a big fan of him.
Yeah, this is his last role, right?
Yeah, this was his last performance as Frieza.
Before he
yes,
passed away.
Before he passed away, sadly.
Yeah.
Which it was great that they were able to get him back because Damian Mills, I think his name, has been substituting him for the video games and for Dragon Ball Super. It was great to get him back in just this absolutely huge blockbuster, and he's brilliant in it. And we'll get to the parts on why Frieza, I think, is like just the funniest thing in this movie. But
I know exactly. When
yeah.
you said that, I remembered the scene
Yeah.
that was funny.
we saw like little baby Vegeta, and it was
Yeah, he sucked.
it was Chris Sabat voicing him, which just sounds weird.
Oh, wait, it was Chris Sabat
It
voicing
was
him?
Chris Sabat.
Oh, I didn't notice. So
yeah.
I mean, good job, I guess.
And Raditz is voiced by you saw Little Raditz, right? The one with the long hair. and
Goku's
that's
brother?
Goku's brother. He was voiced by Justin Cook, who can't play those ages.
Yeah.
But they don't want anybody else playing Vegeta.
I've
and
I've
Raditz,
heard
you know?
worse. So I
No,
didn't really
no.
notice.
I mean, they're brilliant voice actors. Like they
if
are.
you if you
like-
listen to Castle in the Sky dub, there's like 30. There's like it sounds like straight up 30-year-olds playing like
Yeah.
5-year-olds,
Yeah,
and it doesn't
definitely.
match. But I didn't
Yeah.
notice it here, so
Yeah.
good job to them.
we also get we also get Nappa in this as well, which is hilarious.
yeah.
But then when Goku is arriving towards Earth, like I told you, I was being a little bit annoying and pointing out like at what moments the audience
you were
was
like
going
like
crazy.
I was like sitting there like with my thumbs twiddling, like just
Yeah.
watching it like not passively, but I was like watching like cool, and he's like the entire audience screamed at this moment. I'm like, this scene? I'm like what the heck?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, so when if you've seen the movie, when Goku is going down into Earth and it does the time lapse and we get this new animation style for like OG Dragon Ball stuff, and then it goes goes into the modern day. And let me just say, Edgar, this practice fight between Goku and Vegeta already better than already better than
Resurrection F.
Resurrection F.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a lot more fast paced and like feels like, grounded.
Yeah.
And
The animator for this, he was a new animator called Shitani Naohiro, and he is like, people want him back because his style is simple. Something about it just screams Dragon Ball, and it's simple so that in the background, like if they draw it, like it looks fine and it's easy for the animators, but when it really gets into it, like the close-ups and stuff with the shadows, God, it's so good.
Yeah.
And when Dragon Ball Super returns, this has to be the animation that they use. Like, please.
yeah, you'll see, I guess. Like,
Yeah. But then we go into the second act of the movie, right? We begin with a fight between Goku and Vegeta, and then Whis kind of asks Goku, hey, like, why do you want more power? And Beerus is like, oh, is it to become a destroyer god? And Goku's like, no, your job is stupid. And Beerus is like, okay.
Yeah,
That was
all he
uncalled
does, he
for?
says like, "You want my job?" Like, job? You just been lying on Earth for the past 2 movies. Like,
Basically.
that's all you've been doing.
Basically. But he, which I think is like, it's really good. And Whis and Beerus being like kind of the teachers of Goku and Vegeta at this point is just a really good. I love Whis and I love Beerus.
Yeah, they're my favorite
Yeah.
standouts in every Dragon Ball movie.
And Bulma's there, and Bulma's in this movie a lot, you know, and she's like in the action, not in the action, but she's around the action the whole movie, and it gives me such nostalgia for, Dragon Ball and early Dragon Ball Z, because she kind of gets, quote unquote sidelined in later arcs, but
nonetheless, she's like, she was there in the original fights, I guess.
Yeah.
She's here again.
Yeah.
Then
the Dragon Balls get stolen.
as usual.
Yeah, as usual, and they head over to the ice continent. And as this is going on, Chilai and Lemo, who are 2 new inductees into the Frieza Force,
yeah,
they head down into.
They discover Broly on that Forsaken planet, and his dad.
Vampa's the name of the planet. Yeah.
Yeah, the dad. Yeah,
Paragus.
Yeah, the dad kind of sucks. I mean,
Kinda.
he puts he really sucks. He puts like a shock collar on his son.
Speaking of sucks, we didn't even talk about how in the last act he literally shot that guy to conserve.
No, we
food.
mentioned it, like how he killed. He offed the guy like immediately.
Oh jeez.
Like he like brings him along. We're going to rescue my son. All right, bye. And kills him.
He was like, "There's one way to conserve food," and you're like, "Bruh," It's
yeah,
really
but
great.
these 2 new characters, Lemo and who?
Chilai and Lemo.
Chilai. Yeah, they kind of, they discover Broly and they bring him along. Like, oh, the boss is gonna be super happy because they're like super powerful.
Yeah.
And I'd really like the talk. I like the conversation Frieza has like with Broly and like his dad. It's like, I have an idea now, and I liked where it was going. I really liked like all the little banter and like the plotting and like the.
I would love a series with Broly, Chilai, and Lemo. I think they could do it.
Yeah, because they were the heart of the story, and it was nice.
It was really good. Was it like Chilai is a very good like.
Does she show up later in the manga?
No. Broly
sucks.
hasn't shown up in the manga yet, but they're going to be in the next movie.
When he does.
When he does. But I think they are building to something, to something bigger. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's just like these are Dragon Ball characters we haven't really kind of seen before. Is like they kind of just have their own dynamic, and it's different. Like they kind of have this Tarzan and Jane relationship. It is the emotional core of the story. But Edgar, we can go on and on and on. I'm sure the people watching this have seen this movie if they're fans of Dragon Ball. If not, go and watch it.
A lot of cool fights.
Yeah, so a lot of cool fights. But let's talk about those fights just real quick. I just want to hear what you think about it, right? So our first fight, we have Vegeta versus Broly. What'd you think? It looked clean, right?
Yeah.
So Broly comes on the planet, and there was that funny scene just real quick where Frieza's like, they come from a home world that is repugnant, and Goku's like, I just have one question. what's repugnant mean and stuff, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, bruh, seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Dumb Goku.
But
moment.
it was dumb Goku, but it was actually used well. Like
Yeah.
that is actually what Goku would do. He's not like, oh, sorry, I got the planet exploded, and you're like, yeah, oh gosh, you're so dumb. Which we saw in Resurrection F. But yeah, so the fight starts with Broly coming in, and he like he punches Vegeta, and Vegeta, he's like getting pushed back, and then he like does a little grin, and this is Vegeta at his best. Vegeta is best when he's on the front foot, is when he has control of the fight, which is interesting because Goku is at the most interesting when he doesn't have the forefront, when he has to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what they do in this film, and that's why I think it's so successful. But Vegeta's moving on and stuff. The animation looked clean, didn't
Yeah,
it,
it did,
Edgar?
yeah.
And like a
huge step up from the previous film.
yeah, and they're on the floor a lot and battling like martial arts and stuff. And
That's
you
what
know,
that's, I like that when it's like grounded and it's not just flying in the air.
but it's also like it is like two deities like battling each other, you know, which
Yeah,
is really cool.
Broly really, he did more than hold his own. He like
Yeah,
basically almost
definitely.
knocked
I mean,
him out.
if you have to survive on this planet, you know, and you already had a higher than average battle power, you know, that's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we see Vegeta go Super Saiyan, and Paragus is like, "What? What is that?" You know?
Oh, you never. Oh, I thought you already heard. You mean the legend? Like,
Yeah, and Frieza's like, "What? Broly can't go Super Saiyan, bruh?" And he's like, "No." And Frieza's like,
he never
"Really?"
does. Like he just.
He does. He does.
Oh, he does.
He builds towards it,
Yeah.
and they say he has a different Super Saiyan form. I think they said it as since he still has his tail.
Yeah.
Because nobody has gone Super Saiyan with their tail in the series yet. So they said that
more
he
powerful.
takes Saiyans when they have a tail, they turn into Ozaru, the great ape.
Yeah.
Right. And so what they said is he's taken the strength of turning into a great ape, but he stayed in his corporal form. So he has taken that, and thus he has a different, power up. So it's a build up to it. And at the end when he was like, and stuff, and like the green was like, that's his Super Saiyan
I
form.
see. Nice.
But yeah, so we see Vegeta turn Super Saiyan God. Oh my God, he looks so clean in Super Saiyan God.
Yeah.
And it meshes well with like his blue armor and stuff. But then Broly starts to learn as he's going along and
starts to get good. Yeah.
and Paragus tries to call him back and realize Chi-Lai stole the remote. Anytime somebody breaks a remote in Dragon Ball, stuff goes wrong.
Yeah.
Krillin did it in the Cell Saga and stuff like that. But yeah, so what'd you think of that fight? Fun, right?
Yeah, lots of fun. It's cool to see Vegeta now like accessing like Super Saiyan God when they said like, oh, you can only achieve it, or at least unless you're super, super, super powerful, which they weren't before. You can only achieve it if you like combine like and get powers, and only Goku.
Vegeta achieved it when he was alone,
and Goku was only able to do it kind of, not really a fake version of it in Resurrection F, but that was a blue. That was blue, so that was a different version of it, less powerful. But but now Vegeta can do the actual version, which is really cool.
Yeah, which is really great. Goku then is like, "Hey, I want to fight you," and then he's like, "Okay, let's go." And we have this cool thing where he takes off his jacket.
He does. I've seen this clip like a lot of times. The him warming up
like,
and like shaking
warming
him
up and stuff. Yeah, that's a iconic scene.
Yeah.
It's just great how Dragon Ball can keep doing these iconic moments even in 2019. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so this battle I don't think was as good as the Vegeta one. We did get cool things like a POV. What do you think of the music, Edgar? Because this was the part where they went Broly, Goku, and stuff, and it was like dum 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 dum. You go home and listen to it.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention much.
Go home and listen to. I think you would like it.
The fight was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very 90 Dragon Balls feel, but Goku kind of gets his stuff rocked.
Yeah, he has his own ass handed to him. Have to put it mildly, and. Yeah, he starts to lose. No, he doesn't lose.
He does start to lose.
Well, and then they team up. Well, I'm skipping ahead, but yeah, he starts to lose, and then he realizes we gotta do something.
He gets like Hulk smashed, like Loki.
He gets he starts communicating with like Piccolo, and then and tries to find him. Is that when he has a conversation, or
that is? It's
him?
whenever he like gets his head bashed against the wall, like dragged against, and then he and his like eyes are like popping in and out, like which is
Yeah.
just so cool. That's what I missed about Dragon Ball. Like when people are powering up and the rocks are like flying in the air, small stuff like that really, really make a scene. And there is a scene where Broly's powering up and like the ice melts around him.
Yeah, they really just
speaking of global warming.
Yeah, they were it. Like
Yeah.
they're the reason why it's happening.
No,
like,
definitely. But yeah, then he calls Piccolo, and Piccolo's like, "Hey, what's going on? Do you need help?" And Goku's basically telling the audience, "We're gonna do because
Fusion.
because Piccolo's the only other guy who knows it, because they had to teach
And Trunks and Gohan are the
yeah,
only ones that do it.
Goten.
Goten, sorry.
Because they had to teach Trunks and Goten that in the Buu saga, and that's how they got past a point in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he powers up and he does this kind of Ultra Instinct fake out. So as he's powering up, his hair turns green, and we've never, like in the last movie, we saw him like casually turn into blue. But in this one, he's like screaming his guts out. It's like his body doesn't know what it's changing into, which I really like. He's like, because his hair turns white a little bit, like he's going Ultra Instinct, but then it turns blue instead. Like the audience, Edgar, the audience went, oh, but Ultra Instinct probably would have clapped Broly very easily. So he hasn't mastered it yet anyway. But he turns blue. Then Vegeta comes in and is like, oh no, not yet. He turns blue, and then they're fighting, and Broly is kind of matched with Goku, and Frieza has this brilliant idea where he's like, oh, he has a flashback to when Goku turned Super Saiyan with Krillin. He was like, oh, I'm just gonna boom. Yeah, and he kills Paragus, and he's like, Broly, look! There actually is a meme of like, Broly, look, and somebody says somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really funny. But he said, Broly, look, it's such a tragedy. And Chris Ayres, he does a brilliant job as Frieza. It's really good.
Yeah.
And then
But he goads Broly into getting stronger and to power up because he tricked. He kills it. Frieza kills the dad and then Broly gets mad thinking that it was Goku and Vegeta that did it when it was really Frieza.
And then, like, as he's transforming, like, there's these circles that go around him, like, duel. It's so cool. Like, when it reminded me of the Dragon Ball Z Broly that came out a long time ago, which was really cool. But yeah, so Vegeta and Goku do, like, they try to work together and do, like, a Gallic Kamehameha, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's the first time we've seen Vegeta do a Gallic gun in so long, and they go to Piccolo, they fuse, which is this is the third part of the film when you go into the part of Fusion Reborn. Gogeta showed up in this film called Fusion Reborn, and they became Super Saiyan Gogeta to beat a character named Janemba, and they've only had like 2 minutes of screen time. So this is our first time seeing him. What do you think about Gogeta, Edgar?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought it was something that they did before, but I guess not. So
they did
it must have been a big moment.
Vegito with the Potara earrings.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's
but
a
it
lot
was a nice power up. It was, really cool. And the fight afterwards was nothing but a visual spectacle and all, super cool.
Favorite part of the film is when he mushroom clouds him. Like when he puts him up and he goes like, phew. But yeah. Broly gets saved in the end.
Cuz what's her name? Gilai and Lemo or Lemo, make a wish to Shenron with the Dragon Balls to, basically send Broly back to his home so he's not in danger because they care about him rather than they know even him she shouldn't be fighting, so they didn't say make him win the fight or something like that. But they wanted him safe and away, which was really nice.
Then at the end, Goku shows up. We're gonna train again, and Goku's basically saying, Dragon Ball's not ending, friends, because he was like, I was so sure I'm going to reach my peak, but now I know I'm nowhere
someone
near
stronger,
it.
Yeah,
there's someone stronger here. And he teases that Broly is just about as strong as Beerus, which is really cool.
Really, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And then Goku, for the first time ever, tells him to call him Kakarot, because for a long time he says, don't call me by my same name. I'm from Earth. I'm Goku. But in this one, he's like, call me Kakarot. And that's character development from Goku, who is a flat
Who doesn't get character development.
He doesn't. That's his whole character. He changes other characters. That's what he is, and he's a brilliant archetype for that.
Yeah.
But the fact that we've seen just a little bit of change from him is really great.
Yeah.
Edgar, final verdict. What do you think about this movie?
I think it was great. I'm having a tough time putting it up against
Battle of
Gods and whether
Yeah.
I liked it more or not. The fights were definitely better. I just liked I just really liked Beerus as a
Yeah.
character in Battle of Gods a lot more. And they're great in this, but I like how they were smart to not put Beerus watching the fight when he could have easily ended it in Broly.
Uncle Beerus.
Yeah, he's holding a baby. He's like, this is so beneath
He's
him.
holding Vegeta and Bulma's baby.
Yeah, it's so hilarious. But it was really great. Definitely better than Resurrection F. No surprise there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun time and cool experience to like watch all this stuff.
Yeah. You
Not
watched all
again.
3. Dragon Ball Super Superhero just around the corner.
Yeah,
You excited for it?
I don't know.
Gohan solo movie?
I'm not I kind of don't care enough for Gohan because then
Yeah.
again, I haven't seen anything of him relevant since Dragon Ball Z Kai, and that was only a few episodes. So, and Piccolo, even when I saw him in Dragon Ball Z Kai, I kind of didn't care about him either. So I know he's your favorite, but I don't not really tied to those characters as much. So even before that, I'm gonna be like, I don't know, and I'm not a huge fan of the. I'm not saying it's
CGI.
bad. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
They're doing more experimental things.
Yeah.
since they knew it's not a Goku lead film.
Yeah,
You know?
we'll see how it goes if it's successful. I mean, I
don't
don't want it to fail.
I'm just genuinely surprised they're actually doing this. Like this for me is I'm like, oh, what? They're doing a Gohan lead film without Goku?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I really enjoy
They
it.
do a Dos Ex Machina with Goku. He saves the day in the
He
end.
saves the day again. God, I hope not.
Yeah.
But yeah, Piccolo has been my favorite character since Dragon Ball Z Kai, and I know a lot of, specifically Americans, are tied to Goku, to Gohan as a character. But yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much. This one was just a little bit shorter. We had to go a little bit shorter this week, but that's completely okay.
A lot of things went wrong
yeah.
behind the scenes.
The past 3 episodes have been like an hour and 50 minutes long. So sorry, this one's a little bit shorter, but still enjoy. Be sure to check for our Dragon Ball Super Superhero. We're going to see it, I think, the 2nd or 3rd day it comes out, and we're going to talk about it immediately after. So
Yeah.
check that out. Then I'm going to release a full review video of all of our reviews of the Dragon Ball Super Superhero movies, or super movies, all 4 of them together in one ginormous video. So be sure to check that out.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Keep on subscribing, keep on liking, share us on Facebook, on Instagram, anywhere that you can. Tell your friends about us. There's this cool manga podcast called The Manga Monday Show. And we'll see you guys next week on The Manga Monday Show, where we talk about
Mondays.
One Piece.
Oh,
See you
wait,
next week.
I thought it'll be both.
Peace.
Bye.